Hey, man, I just tell the truth.
Come on, man.
And they don't like that.
I'll be back.
Shout out Myron. Shout out Myron.
Yo.
We're talking about that right there. Women should be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You really believe that wholeheartedly?
Yeah.
All the way 100%?
Yes.
You don't believe there's any women that exists out there that's built to be entrepreneurs or CEOs that got that drive in them and that was their path?
That's a minority.
It's a small minority, but you just made a broad statement saying it as if it applied to all women.
Yeah, it's a broad statement because the world works on generalities. Majority of women should be in the kitchen. Now, are there going to be some women out there that have higher IQs and are ambitious and can get stuff done? Sure. But the reality is that's a very small minority of women.
Then why don't you adjust your statement?
Because, I mean, the world
You know
operates...
that's going to piss people off. That's going to piss off a lot of women that's in those positions. Why would you say something like that?
Well, that proves my point, why they're inferior.
You damn near losing hoes saying stuff like that. I ain't going to lie to you.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
You losing biddies like that, bro. You scaring the hoes away.
Yeah, I don't really
just
care.
keeping it 100 with you right now.
I don't really care, bro, about losing hoes. I would argue...
You don't like hoes?
Yeah, I would argue being yourself and being authentic, even if you're offensive, women will respect that.
That's unnecessarily offensive, though. You can add a little more precision to your statement. Have everybody happy, everybody more educated.
So here's the thing. The only thing I could do is I could say something that's generally true. I can't control if someone gets offended by that.
This is what you need to do. Generally, women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind.
How about this? How about you set up a table? You put generally women should be in the kitchen on the other side.
Table up.
And then you can go ahead and do that.
We can set the table up. It ain't going to be no argument. Everybody going to agree with me because it's facts.
Yeah, sure. Then you could go ahead and set up a table and do that for your channel.
I'm just saying, bro, that's wrong right there.
This is generally true.
You basically said, I got this right here, but it's 70% right.
No, more like 95% right.
Still ain't 100.
Damn near 100.
Is it 100?
Damn near 100.
Is it 100?
Again, exceptions don't make the rule.
Hey, it's a yes or no question. Is it 100?
It's never going to be 100.
That's all I'm saying.
There's exceptions to every rule, but it's statistically insignificant. Such a small percentage.
How about this? I'll say this: the minority is definitely bigger than you think, especially in 2025, bro. Women is way more educated. They got way more opportunities, bro. There ain't nothing to laugh at. We see it all around us. We in Brickell, Miami. Most of these females out here running their own business, solo dolo.
Actually, they're not. But that's fine.
I mean, we know what goes on behind the scenes, but it's a decent amount of women that's running their own business, bro.
Bro, let's be honest, man. A lot of the girls, when they're in college and getting educated, they get bullshit degrees to get a bullshit job. They might not even do that bullshit
Ain't women
job.
graduating from college at record levels right now?
Yeah, they are.
And ain't men going down?
Yeah, they are.
So we having more and more women entrepreneurs making 6 figures a year. And you think they belong in the kitchen?
Yeah,
they're clearly capable.
Yeah. No, they need to be in the kitchen.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm all for females being in their feminine energy. There are women out there that should definitely, be in the kitchen. That's where they flourish. You feel me?
That's the majority.
It might be 61, 40, whatever right now. Still, it's a good amount of women, and it's increasing every day. 2025, Brickell, Miami, that should not be in the kitchen, bro. And you pissing them off saying that.
No, man. A majority should be in the kitchen. The women that are graduating from school, again, a lot of them graduate with bullshit degrees that don't really get them a job, right? They major in sociology, some other stuff. This is why women attend college at a higher rate, but they also major in dumber majors. And they don't really contribute to infrastructure. Despite the fact that they're graduating at higher rates, they still are not in job fields that lead to infrastructure, right? Plumbing, blue-collar work, construction, engineering, like anything that has to do with like human infrastructure, they're not involved. They're doing, office jobs with air conditioning. So men still build the world despite the fact not being represented at colleges. And also, let's be honest, the academic world has now turned into a progressive cesspool where people can push their leftist ideologies. It's not necessarily about learning a skill set anymore and becoming intelligent and competent.
Here to talk about
it's about pushing leftist agendas.
Hey, at least I got you to admit that sign a little wrong and I was right.
Bro, you're not right about
You admitted it like 3 times, folks.
Bro.
Three times,
See, here's the thing. It's called common sense and being able to understand nuances. It's very difficult for things to be absolutely true every single time. However, in general, most women should be in the kitchen because most women need to have families and, push society that way versus pursuing a career. And that's why I say more women are not pursuing that, and that's why we have the problems that we have.
Do you admit there's millions of women out there that flourish pursuing their career?
That what?
flourish pursuing their career.
Again, that is a minority.
Do you admit it that it exists though?
Bro, this nigga just here to argue, bro.
Do you
All
admit
right,
that
let's
it
get the next
exists?
person on, bro.
Hey, he's scared to debate me, y'all.
No,
Hey,
bro, because you're making
Tap
you're making a really bad argument. Because you're making an argument for the exception and the minority.
the exception is way bigger than you think. That's all I'm saying. You acting like it's 1%. It might be 10. It might be 15. It might be 20. It definitely ain't 1
It's
in
still the
2025.
minority. It's still the minority, which means the generalities.
And your sign
override.
don't say that.
Bro.
Come on, am I wrong?
It's called common sense.
Am I wrong? Lock in, bro.
It's called common sense,
Lock
man.
in, bro.
It's called common sense. It's called common sense, bro. I guess common sense is no longer common, man.
These are just facts, bro. I'm sorry. It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
It's cool talking to you, though.
The base of his argument was you losing hoes. That's why I was like, all right, bro. Yeah, the nigga's main argument. The cornerstone of his argument is you're losing hoes.